country. Our own Matt Zenich reports that Coach Prime's new deal will pay him better than $10 million a season through the 2029 season, making him the highest paid coach in the Big 12 Conference. Sanders led the Buffs to a 9-4 record this season in Boulder. For much more on this, let's go ahead and welcome into CBS Sports HQ. It's our own Chip Patterson. Chip, great to see you. Let's just start with your initial reaction to this news.
That this is paying for the future. You know, sometimes you give a coach a big contract based on what they've accomplished. Sometimes you give a coach a big contract because you want to make sure that they remain motivated and understand what the expectation and what the challenge is. And this is something that I think Colorado fans are excited about, because not only are you getting a situation where Deion Sanders is agreeing to a big contract moving forward, but you hear what Deion Sanders has to say. He says here today that we have just scratched the surface of what this program can be. It's not just about football. I'm committed to bringing greatness to this university. You know, these are the types of things that you would hear someone say if they are planning on sticking around and continuing to build on the success that was this past season. You know, there's a lot of question about whether he would stick around after having Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders on the team. You know, once his kids are gone from college football, would Coach Prime want to go as well? Well, no, he actually showed with his actions that he is committed to 2025 and beyond. He got Caden Salter, top quarterback out of the transfer portal. He flipped Juju Lewis, one of the top high school quarterbacks. And with staff hires like Marshall Falk, like Warren Sapp, he's putting together a one-of-a-kind program. And now he has a salary that is one of a kind when you compare him and his experience to the other coaches that are in the $10 million a year club.
Yeah, he's making all the moves that tells us that he is here to stay. But how confident are you that Deion will stay in Boulder long term for those 5 years in total? Or do you think he maybe will look for another job in college ranks or even the NFL?
I would not think that he is in a hurry to leave for another college job. I think that what he has at Colorado is the full support of the university. This is a university that has been transformed by the spotlight and the platform that Deion Sanders has brought. I mean, Jordan, the official release from the university calls him Coach Prime. You know, like, this is a very casual, familiar relationship that Deion Sanders would not get at every single university. You know, why would you leave when you have the entire athletic department, Rick George, the athletic director, the entire university, the leadership, all behind you, willing to help you get what you think you need to be able to have a successful and meaningful football program? So I don't think he would leave for another college job. NFL, I'm never going to say never. I'm not familiar with those ranks in terms of what the NFL thinks of him, but this is very important about this new deal. This provides financial security for both the coach and the university if things go poorly. And what I mean by that is, if Colorado wants to move on from Deion Sanders now has the contractual buyout that comes with a larger contract. If an NFL team wants to come poach Deion Sanders, they would have to cover that buyout, which would mean millions of dollars for the university. So we are setting an expectation that the winning will continue, and we are providing some financial stability for both the coach and the university moving forward.
Yeah, it's his world. Buffs are just living in it. Prime University, I wouldn't be expected, or I wouldn't be confused if that comes soon. Let's go ahead and kind of dive into the rumors that were Deion to Dallas. How much do you think those rumors sparked Colorado to really open the checkbook, making him the highest paid coach in the entire conference?
Yeah, those conversations started when those rumors were going. There's no doubt about this. The release of this news comes after a lot of time of having those conversations and hammering down the details. And so I would expect that while Deion Sanders was, you know, on the record discussing about how he would take the call from Jerry Jones, that motivated Colorado to be able to pull all of its finances together to make sure they were ready to make that commitment. I agree with you, Jordan. I think it is a direct line from some of those NFL rumors to the beginnings of the conversations that were solidifying Deion Sanders with this massive extension.
Timing here pretty much seems like chef's kiss, if you ask me, Chip Patterson, with the transfer.
This is going to be a spot where you have spots on the depth chart where Colorado is going to be going and aggressively pursuing talent. The transfer portal talent isn't always concerned about whether you're going to be around 5 years down the line, but you are certainly going to be looking to commit yourself to somebody who is committed to the university. Now, I think that Colorado is set at quarterback. I think that Colorado could use some help at the wide receiver position, pass catcher on the defensive side of the ball as well. The defensive line, offensive line, both came a long way over the end of the last season. So I think that Colorado will be as much of a player as anyone else. But the thing that's exciting for Colorado is that I think that you are just looking to plug and play a few spots where you can get talent in the transfer portal. Deion Sanders obviously committing himself to the university, going to look for a few more commitments. But I'll say that again, the big money positions, when you're talking about quarterback, when you're talking about edge rusher, defensive line, Colorado seems to be okay, especially at quarterback with the options that they have. It's one of the most exciting quarterback battles to watch in spring practice between Caden Salter and Juju Lewis. So I think that if they do attack the transfer portal aggressively, they will be able to do so without having to really break the bank on a quarterback. That's a great position to be in.
Most definitely.
We've already seen some big performances, of course, from Miami's Cam Ward. Ohio State also had their pro day yesterday. But we got to check in on the Gators, Chris. This is outrageous. 464-pound defensive lineman Desmond Watson repped out 36 reps on the bench press. For context, that would have been the most at the NFL Combine by 3 reps. On top of that, you see it here. I said it. He's 564 pounds running a sub-640. That's 5.86 unofficially there. I saw somewhere on the internet they're calling him the tush-push Terminator because if you have him in the middle of the line there, that tush-push is not getting through. So maybe the Packers should give him a call? I don't know. Meanwhile, the second best defensive prospect in all the draft did not work out today. Of course, Abdul Carter out of Penn State electing to skip pro day after finding that stress reaction in his foot at the Combine. He did take to social media earlier this week, though, and address who should be the #1 pick. He said, quote, "Don't let all this quarterback talk fool y'all. It's already known who's the best, and no QB is in that discussion. The best player goes #1. So we'll have to see. We also have to see where this guy, Jeanty, goes in the draft. Of course, turned a lot of heads this year with a record-breaking season. Nearly beat out Barry Sanders' single-season rushing record early. And you see it here on tape. He flashed his athleticism, his speed, his route-running ability. He's been linked to moves out in Denver. I personally hope that the Cowboys are taking him very seriously at pick number 12 because we need a running back, although I am not getting the back of our CBS Sports crew. As you take a look here, our CBS team projecting him to go to the Raiders if you're Mike Renner or Chris Trapasso.
You might have to trade up to get him.
You'd have to trade up to get him. You also have him linked to the Bears, the Broncos. I want to know what Emory Hunt has to say because Emory has seen a lot of football. He joins us now, and Emory, there's been a lot of conversation when it comes to Jeanty. You know me. You know I am advocating for Jerry Jones to pick up the phone and make the right decision at number 12. But regardless, what do you think about Jeanty and where can you see him falling?
You know, he's a very good running back prospect. Put a pin in this for a second. I was at the Tropical Bowl, and I saw Watson there work out. His jersey looked like a halter top. It wouldn't go over his stomach. He was outstanding that week. So I will say that he is definitely a large dude. But Jeanty, to me, I compared him back in August during the pre-draft talk that I was having with guys, and I said he was Emmitt Smith light. And the reason why I said Emmitt Smith light is because when you watched Emmitt Smith, I remember growing up watching Emmitt Smith, and, you know, the whole conversation was he better than Barry Sanders? Well, you saw what made Barry Sanders Barry Sanders. You just watched Emmitt Smith. It was like, I don't get it. What is it about this guy